Dempsey and Angus King here. Welcome to the both of you. Thanks for being back again.
Great to see you, man.
Great to be back. How are you? Nice to see you.
Very good, thank you.
We have a lot to talk about. There's a lot of things going on, but I wanted to start off with maybe you could tell us a little bit about what's been going on in your life over the last year. I know fans would like to know.
Okay, well, I'm working on a project in Rome right now. It's called The Devils. It's a financial thriller.
Yeah.
I did a project called The Truth About the Harry Caber Affair, based on it was based on the novel.
Yeah.
That came out, did quite well in Europe. Finished a documentary in Hurley Haywood. This weekend is at Daytona 24 Hours.
Wow.
They start in about 7 hours, so I'm looking forward to keeping up with everybody on that.
Keep them busy.
We have a documentary coming out, and the film Art of Racing in the Rain will be released September 27th. 10 years to produce that, so that's finally done. And then, of course, raising 3 kids, and we've got the Dempsey Center, a challenge, and just surviving the year.
Never a dull moment.
And renovating a house in Maine.
And renovating a house in Maine.
Wow, yes, that's right, Mainers. Now, Angus, I know you're busy because I saw you and your lovely wife out skiing the other day, and then you were at the down at the Holiday Inn by the Bay at another event that night.
Martin Luther King.
Yeah, do you have a stunt double? I mean, gosh.
Yeah, Bill Green. Haven't you heard of that? It works. It's just great. People, I walk into a room. In fact, I was at the Woodsman down in Kingfield last summer. I was motorcycling, and this young woman came up to me, one of the wait staff, and she was all excited. She had her camera out, and she said, "Mr. Green, can I have your picture?" And then I said, "No, I'm sorry, I'm Angus King." She said, "Oh." It was the disappointment that hurt. But anyway.
That's great stuff.
Yeah, but I got to say, Patrick says he's doing a financial thriller. I just finished a financial thriller.
Yes, you did.
I mean, what a week you had.
Oh, man. You have no idea. This has been I don't usually lose sleep over these things, but I've lost a lot of sleep because it was just so hard to figure out a way out. And finally, yesterday we had a breakthrough, and at least we have a reprieve. People are back to work. They're going to get paid. People in Maine. We had Coast Guard people going to food pantries. Right. I mean, it was really bad. Right. So I got to tell you how relieved I am to have that over with.
We got nowhere to go but up here.
That's right. I certainly hope so.
The TSA people are coming in from Wednesday. I mean, the level of professionalism and the attitude towards everyone coming in and out. There was something that was brought out in all of this, really a sense of understanding and compassion that I hadn't seen in travel in a long time. And I think because people were really respectful of the fact that these people weren't getting paid, they were doing their job. They were doing it with a smile on their face, and I want to thank them for that.
And this sounds funny, but one of the things that came out of this was people realized government has important functions.
Yes.
When
it's functioning.
You don't notice it until it's not there.
We do some things,
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, well, let's talk about the Charity Summit. There's obviously there's a lot of excitement this year because there's a whole host of events going on today, part of the Charity Summit. There's 5 events, including Amos's Army members. And there's a meet and greet. This is a new introduction this year. Tell us a little bit about that.
This is when people come to the inn and hand me their camera and say, "Would you take my picture with Patrick Dempsey?" It's a wonderful experience for a U.S. Senator. We're going to go over to the inn from here and hang out, and people want to come down and say hello. That's what we're going to do.
And you've been known, both of you, to be gracious enough to pose for some selfies.
Yeah.
Sometimes we grab the camera and help them. I'll do that for you.
Well, let me get my selfie stick out. So those are some of the events, and some of those folks have raised some significant money for you.
Yeah, these are people that have raised, I think, over $500.
So there is also the Cut for Cancer, which is where you cut the lift lines. I was trying to think of a more gracious way, but really there isn't. It's cutting lift lines.
That's it.
That's it.
Amos's Army.
Amos's Army.
You get a ticket that looks like this, and you get to cut the lift lines, and there's a memorial ski run.
That's right.
Slalom with the stars.
Races in the afternoon after lunch.
Yeah. Now, I have to tell you a funny story about the race last year. My office came in and said, and I don't think I'd met Patrick at that point, and the office came in and said, so the Sugarloaf wants you to do a race with Seth Westcott and Patrick Dempsey, slalom. And I said to myself, okay, Seth Westcott we all know, but how good a skier could a movie star be? Turns out this guy grew up in Maine ski racing.
Right.
I mean,
that was my dream as a kid.
And you'll notice I'm not on the ski race list this year.
You're not.
I made it through all the gates. I'm not pressing my luck.
I know I am. Now I'm racing, so I'm in a little bit of trouble this
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
So people can check that out and get involved in the race. Slalom with the Stars, and that's going to be, you'll have a chance to race against times and a tuning tent with some local restaurant discounts. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a really well-supported event.
You gotta get
Great
it tuned
spirit on the mountain.
And there's
Before
some
you race?
tickets left for the dinner, I think. Not many, but there are a few.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I heard just this morning they sold out in the first 5 minutes.
I know that,
But I don't know if they put in extra tables, but the dinner is unbelievable. I mean, it's a great event.
It's a huge event. And of course, a Maple Room, there's some auctions going on there. A silent auction that's going on there from 1 until 3 o'clock,
Yep.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So even if you don't join Amos's Army, is there still other options? There's, of course, the auction there, but there's also a raffle. Maybe you can tell us about that. A 2-year pass, huh?
Yeah, I know a guy that won it.
Yeah.
Me.
Did you really?
Yeah, seriously. 10 years ago, and you know who drew the ticket? This little girl. It was Governor Janet Mills' niece, Dora Mills' daughter, and of course, the room erupted that it was rigged.
Right, exactly.
But I won a 2-year ski pass, so it's winnable. I can attest to that.
That's great.
That was,
Never won anything
That
in a raffle.
may have been. I think that may have been the year before I bought a Harley at the auction.
Right.
Uh-huh.
That was a mistake.
Well,
You can always use an extra Harley. Right?
Yes.
who couldn't use it?
Yeah.
And you just get caught up in the excitement. Right?
Yes, you do.
You do. Your hand just keeps going, and then you realize what's happening.
Well, I was scratching my head and bought the Harley. You got to be careful.
That's awesome. So you can buy tickets for that. So look out. The tickets are available, 1 for $10 or 3 for $25, and they're available online up until 7 p.m. tonight. So no excuse, right?
None.
Now the ball tonight. This is going to be a lot of fun, and both of you have been here for the last couple of them. You're looking forward to it, and it must be nice to come and see a lot of the friends.
It's I think, Patrick, this may be the biggest, next to the United Bikers of Maine toy run.
Yeah.
This may be the biggest one-night fundraiser for a charity in Maine.
Yeah.
And it's an incredible evening and wonderful people from all over Maine. The nice thing about Sugarloaf is a Maine town on
Yes.
weekends, from Bangor and Kennebunk and a few from Massachusetts. But it's just a wonderful, warm event. You were there last year.
Yeah, I had a great time last year, and certainly for the event that we're here for the Maine Cancer Foundation and the Martha Weber Breast Center. I got a chance to stop in, and you can see the effort of the fundraising, what's happened there with the new technology. They make that process for the women
Can you
so much fun.
tell us about the Dempsey Center and what it does and how you're fitting in with the cancer?
Yeah, the Dempsey Center is we're complementing with conventional medicine, and that individual or the family member who has been affected by cancer. How can we better impact their life? What can we do to support them through that journey? Through acupuncture, Reiki, nutrition, yoga, all of these things. Customize the care for that individual and that family and the caregivers.
I didn't know it was that diverse, the treatments.
Yes, I mean, we're not treating the disease, we're treating the person. And how do we best do that? And we're expanding. We're now in South Portland. And this is a great opportunity for us to reconnect with the cancer community and how we all can work together as a team to better support families and individuals going through this.
I hope we're making progress.
We are making progress. I think we're catching people earlier on, which is the
key.
That's the key. I think the screenings are the big thing. Doing just the little things, exercise, nutrition, what you're eating, how you're thinking, how you're feeling, exercise. That's why events like this are so important. It's getting people out, getting them active makes a big difference.
Right, awareness.
Preventative medicine.
Cancer is a very treatable disease if it's caught in time. That's the secret.
I have a family member that's just that's a cancer survivor just in the past year, so I kind of have a connection with that.
Yeah, virtually
family.
everybody has some
Right.
is touched by
Right.
it.
So it's great to have you guys here. I know you have a busy day. You've got a lot of people to meet, a lot of questions to ask, a lot of selfies to take.
Yeah.
So we'll let you get out on those slopes. And once again, you'll have a chance to get out there and race, and you'll have your skis all tuned. You'll be ready, and you'll be at the bottom cheering them on, right?
Well,
He's
I'll
gonna
be
have
on.
that bell.
I'll be on the skis, but I won't be going through the gates. I may go through the gates later, just to quietly, without everybody's cameras out.
We're going to do an inspection of the course, which he's
Yes,
always very helpful
that's
on the
it.
best line I should take.
Oh,
it.
perfect.
So he'll be coaching me. against that.
Did you ever hear the story about Nancy Marshall and me and Johnny Mosley?
No.
Johnny Mosley was this great stunt skier.
Yeah, sure.
So we wanted to do a promo. It was during a bad winter, and we wanted to get people. I was governor at the time. So they gave Johnny Mosley and I identical outfits. So the ad started with me at the top saying, "Come to Sugarloaf. The snow is really great." And I'm with my skis and poles, and I take off, and then they clip, and it's Johnny Mosley doing all this stuff and flipping and everything. And down at the end of the night, they have me coming up. I mean, it was fantastic.
And then you went, that was pretty
Exactly.
good.
That was easy.
Well, you might need him today. Thanks
Hey,
so much.
Greg,
We
good to see
appreciate
you.
it. Thank you so
Great,
much for
great to
being
see
here.
you again. Thanks,
And
Jim.
thank you for all your hard work. And we'll see you out there raising some great money, you and Amos's Army. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Excellent.
much.
Thank you.
We'll take a break.